Today we remember with overwhelming gratitude the more than 1 million American service members who have made the supreme sacrifice and laid down their lives for the good old USA. Generation after generation, America's warriors have left behind the comforts of home and family to face violence, evil, and death so that our families could know joy, goodness, and peace. We honor them so strongly. Our heroes have lived through unthinkable nightmares so we could live the American dream.
President Trump honoring our nation's veterans yesterday at Arlington National Cemetery, laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. VP J.D. Vance and Veterans Affairs Secretary Doug Collins were with him. Joining me now, the man himself, VA Secretary Doug Collins. Secretary, good to see you. Thank you so much for all you're doing, and thank you to all of our great veterans. Can you describe the atmosphere at yesterday's ceremony with the president?
It was exciting. The president loves our veterans. So does J.D., the vice president, myself. I mean, and it's been just a whole shift in approach on how we deal with making things easier for our veterans, making things more accessible for our veterans, making sure that they know that the care that they're going to get after they get out of service is going to be top-notch. So it was really a sort of an exciting time yesterday. It was cold, but it was exciting.
It looked cold. Former President Barack Obama, meanwhile, surprised a plane full of veterans after he arrived in Washington. He spoke to them over the plane's intercom and thanked them for their service. Many of those vets served in World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. You saw that, Secretary, your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an honorable thing to make sure that we commemorate those who come in. I don't care where it comes from, and the former president understands that. As a former commander-in-chief, I think that's the thing that we ought to be doing, is making sure that as we honor those who've raised their right hand and said, hey, I'm willing to go and give my life to this country, they ought to be recognized, and I think that's a very important part of who we are.
Mm-hmm. The government is expected to reopen this week. The House is set to vote on that Senate clean resolution today, the CR. The shutdown impacting millions of American troops and veterans. Secretary, what was the shutdown impact on the VA? What can you tell us?
It was very frustrating. It was, now, on one side, our healthcare system was still operating. Our clinics, our hospitals, and all their advance funded and disability payments were going out. But I had over 37,000 people furloughed in the department, which is bigger than most cabinet agencies combined in that. And they're not getting paid, but they were still doing the job. What bothered me the most was our outreach, especially in our vocational rehab, our educational benefits, our outreach to veterans as they're transitioning out of the military was all affected and all shut down. Because of this really just useless shutdown that we went through. So I'm looking forward to it getting fully funded. As soon as it hits tonight, we're going to make plans to get our people back in as soon as possible and make sure that they're paid, make sure that they're back paid, and get them back where they need to be, because our veterans deserve no less. And
you've been working to reform services and benefits at the VA. The president commenting on your efforts yesterday. Take a watch.
In 9 months, the Trump administration has cut the backlog of VA benefit claims in half. We've added more than 1 million extra service hours across the VA centers, and we've opened 20 new facilities in 13 states. Earlier this year, I signed an order establishing the National Center for Warrior Independence to house up to 6,000 veterans in need, and we will not stop until we have ended the tragedy of homeless veterans once and for all. I also signed the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act, because no veteran should be kicked out of their home for what they call a late payment. It's not happening. And I'm pleased to report that since January, the veterans' unemployment rate has fallen by more than 26%. That's amazing.
Secretary, that's great news. Your reaction, and tell us what more you have to do. What do you have to do that you're still looking to get done?
Well, there's a lot to get started. The president, rightfully noted the accomplishments of this administration, what we're doing. I want to put that disability claim in perspective, Mayor. That's low. That's the lowest level in 5 years. Let me put the real numbers to it. When I showed up, and we showed up in Washington with the president, it was over 260,000 in backlog of 125 days or longer. That number is now under 114,000. We had over a million pending cases. Those are under 600,000 now. We just put the emphasis where it needed to be, and that made the disability backlog go down. That means that veterans are getting their services quicker, their answers quicker, so they can move on with their life. And where we're headed next is reforming into our VHA, our medical facilities, making sure we have a streamlined approach where we can actually get the veterans the care they need, not only in the community but in our direct care system. Things that have been overlooked for years. The VA became a very bloated, bureaucratic organization. Not to the, I think the workers are so many who do such a great job with our VA workers, but it just became an agency when you get as large as 450,000 that people just tended to be more about the system itself. And we focused it back on the only reason we show up every morning is a veteran. So we've got that coming up. We got making it easier to file disability claims, making sure that they get their answers quicker, and moving through a system for those who have given so much to us.
Secretary, thank you for all you're doing. We so appreciate it. Good to see you, Doug.
It's always good to see you, Mary.
All right,
Take care.
VA Secretary Doug Collins. Thanks, Secretary. We'll be right back. Stay with us.